The White World, a short story by Gavin G. Orban. As I explained in my last video, which is From the Nothing to the Nothing, our universe is expanding towards a state of absolute nothingness, what is called Omega. Omega is not nothing, but is in fact a superposition of every possible universe, just like how, in symmetry mathematics, 0 is the sum of every possible number. But how can 0 be everything, if it is designed to mean nothing? This video will explain how everything can pretend to be nothing, and what it is that we and our universe are moving towards. Imagine a universe of white that extends outwards in every direction. This single white is endless and beginningless. It is everywhere. Wherever the universe is, there is a total and complete whiteness. And so also imagine that you are the white, because the white is simply all there is. There is not a place that can be viewed from elsewhere. There is no other place. There is nothing else. You and the white are inseparably one. In this world, you are like a living child before birth, before knowing differentiation of any kind. All that you know is the unbounded oneness of your being. The whiteness of your consciousness, which is being itself, is everywhere and everything, without beginning or ending. For you, time is one enormous moment of now. So you know nothing of change. You know nothing of time. You simply exist. You have always existed. Your consciousness and your being are the same thing. The white world is all that you are and have ever known. And although your being is powerfully real, you are absolutely blind to that same whiteness, because in an undifferentiated world, there is no way for you to appreciate the single, most fundamental property of yourself. You are blind to white because there isn't an absence of white to differentiate your being against. You have nothing to reference the white with. Consequently, you feel yourself to be both everything and nothing simultaneously. You are something that is everything, and an everything that is nothing. Such is the only broken symmetry in your perfect whiteness. And in that broken symmetry, in the confusion of your true identity, exists the birth of difference. So it has been forever that you are the white, and it certainly seems as if it will always be so, except suddenly, for some unknown reason, as if a door opened that you didn't know even existed, suddenly, in a flash, the timeless uniformity of white shatters. Almost immediately, the whiteness is replaced by a rainbow of colors, so that there is red and blue and yellow and green and orange and purple, which now illuminate the diversity of your being. Within this change or differentiation, or what we might call time, the broken symmetry splits you into two states of consciousness. In each, a world begins. In each, an expanded sense of existence, where consciousness begins. And in each, you begin to awaken from your deep and silent sleep. In one of two worlds, you originate only seeing yourself as everything, different from another world where you only see yourself as nothing. And although you exist forever in each moment, you are also beginning to wake up in each world. This sudden awakening gives birth to colors, which interact in an initially inexplicable dance to illuminate a surprising number of properties and attributes that can be formed of each size. In each differentiation, the oneness of each side divides, and you become many. All this differentiation, all this form, is overwhelming. You never knew your whiteness, so you can't help but begin to identify with all this form, as now you have something to identify with. The variety of form is so great that soon you know yourself only as color and form. Differences become your reality, and since there is now change, there's a sense of difference between one moment and the next, and so a sense of time, and consequently that time takes the place of your timeless existence as if you've never experienced it. Initially, it seems an odd relationship with these parts have with each other, within time. In one sense, the colors combine together to create the white, and yet the white divides apart to create the colors. There is a sort of complementary, which is to say, these two aspects of your reality are interdependent and inseparably connected, which is why when one of the primary colors is taken away from the others, which is left behind in its place, produces a green, or an orange, or a purple. Eventually it becomes clear to you that in the variety of colors you are experiencing lesser parts of yourself, parts that are fragments of the whole. The parts create the whole creates the parts. No part of you is really separate at all. In immense measures of time, you are given the opportunity to discover yourself, and slowly and meticulously as you discover the more unified colors of orange, purple, and green, and you begin to see the flows of various forms, After a while, you gradually begin to realize the relationship all these colors and forms have. You begin to realize that they all exist within an original white. So you begin to realize you are the white, and that you have always been the white. And you realize all the colors and forms were there in the beginning. They were with you all along. And each side of you is beginning to experience this same lesson, which makes you two selves more and more alike. And finally, you realize that you are becoming the white world again. As your two sides merge, you begin to see yourself as the white world reflected into a rainbow of colors. You begin to hear yourself as a perfect silence that is divided into a symphony of sound. You begin to feel the ensemble of all possible universes within you, enfolding into the eternal white world. Eventually, you begin to see clearly the two great forces within yourself. One force that divides yourself into parts, creating real and yet illusory material things, as well as all the numbers and all the meaningful ideas that create the finite side of yourself. Then, there's another force that works to combine together all those many parts, the spectrum of colors, and the diversity of infinitely many lives and experiences, into the single, unified white world. There is still no other color than white, because all the colors are internal. All form is merely fragments of the great and timeless white world. In the end, we all see ourselves as the great dance that begins with the colors divided apart and ends with the colors combined together. And then we will also know the dance only seems to have a beginning and an ending, a birth and a death, when in fact this story and the sense of time it portrays are only shifts in perspective between the timelessness of the mother and the birth and experience of the child. As you become ever more fully aware of your whole self, you realize the being of the whole is actualized in being some part. You realize the everything you thought you were is just a something, part of a greater universe. You realize the nothing you thought you were is as relevant as the everything you thought you were. Eventually, all the boundaries of separation erode, and as you become the sum, all your pronounced experiences in time are balanced and given meaning by the fullness of the whole. You even feel yourself in the future shaping those experiences in the past to become the great completeness. And in the final step, you move from semi-consciousness to full consciousness. And you become the beginning, the evolution of all life, and the end, existing in one enormous moment of now, where you know yourself for the first time forever. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. As always, this video was made by Alexander Rafel and edited by Samuel Rafel and Bhavani Gopal Krishna. The concepts presented in this video were based on the amazing book Everything Forever, Learning to See Timelessness by Gavin G. Urban. As always, if you want more amazing and groundbreaking ideas about timelessness, existence, and the true nature of reality, please visit everythingforever.com or buy Everything Forever, Learning to See Timelessness by Gavin G. Urban. Thank you for your support, and be sure to subscribe and like this video. Bye!